Hey everybody, Dana Stovern here with the Magic of Somatic Money, and we are back for money message number 32. This is the free reading out of my Somatic Money Care-Kit series. If you want to participate, there's a banner going across the screen. You can see that. Follow the link in the LINKTREE through to go in and sign up and participate in this. And this week I'm reading for Rachel from Houston, Texas. She is a Reiki master, a medium, and a tarot reader. And this is the question that she sent to me. So let's take a look at it. She said, I have been building my business for years, and I have never been able to bring in enough income for me to be able to make a living and support myself and my son. I am torn because I'm at the point of looking for full-time day jobs, which I am worried about taking time away from me and my business and what I truly love doing. I want more than anything to be able to create a beautiful and nurturing home environment for me and my son, independently from my family, who has been helping support us and who we are currently living with. I have an interview this week, and my question is, will I ever be able to bring in the income I need to support my family and live on my own through my own businesses? So, Rachel, thank you for sharing that inner vulnerable money space with all of us. And what I want you to know is you are like a lot of the clients who come to me in that you've got one money question stacked on top of another, stacked on top of another. And that is so normal. That is a totally normal thing to do. And in this situation, I can't answer all of your questions. There is one that I'm going to zero in on, but the tip that I want to give to you is when you are asking your money questions, I would really encourage you to, yes, ask as many money questions as you want, but then pull them apart and treat them each individually. What tends to happen is when we answer like in a storm of questions, they all tend to kind of clump together and turn into a ball of energy. And so the first tip that I can give to you is, yes, have as many money questions as you want and list them out bullet point style, and then pull them apart. Pull them apart, pull the layers apart. That way you can do your excavation work there. Then the second tip, before I do the reading, the second tip that I'm going to give to you is I want you to go back and look at how you wrote that question to me, especially the one that you said, will I ever be able to? So right there within the question, you are setting up the intent that you're not sure that you can do this. You're not sure that you're going to have steady income and move out of the home and be on your own. And so, this is like nitpicky, but it's a huge difference. It's going to make a huge difference for you. And I would say, go change the question to the perspective of gearing it in the direction that you want to go. And so if I were in your shoes, I would change that question to spirit world, spirit team. I want to move out of the house and be fully supported and fully resourced and fully on my own with my son. Please show me how to do that. How do we do that? And maybe even not land on that how question. You might land more on the what do I need to stay focused on, or what do I need to do to be able to create this? So it's a little bit of a nuance on that question, but that's going to gear your intent towards actually accomplishing it instead of feeling like you're continuing to churn in the backwaters of not knowing if you can achieve this or not. So tiny detail, but pretty big leverage there. The main focus that I'd like to provide for you, Rachel, actually has to do with a key piece of information that the audience doesn't know about yet, a key piece of information that I want to bring out and plug in here. So to everybody else, Rachel shared with me that she really identifies with my story and how I've worked pretty hard to come out of and recover from a narcissistic, mentally, emotionally abusive home. My dad was the enabler. I've done a lot of trauma work. I've basically dug myself out over the years, and the things that I have shared in my story that Rachel has picked up on in my podcast and my book, she really identified with that, and she mentioned that even though she's really grateful for the support that her family is giving her and being able to have a roof over her head, she said to me, at the same time, I'm dealing with narcissism and toxicity and dysfunction. And that's the key piece that I want to zero in on for you, Rachel. That's, even though there's quite a few different directions we could go with this, I want to go to the place and talk with you about the key piece that I think could make a difference for you. So in answering to the question of helping you feel supported enough to get out of the house and stand on your own 2 feet, what I want to focus in on is this dynamic of, I'm not making enough income over here, and over here I've got a roof over my head, but it's a toxic environment. So I want you to begin to see those kind of as a balancing place that you're working with, because as I read through your application a couple times, and as I kind of got a feel for it, what really kept coming back to again and again was, oh, she's getting help over here, but the toxic energy is pulling her down, and she wants to get out of the house, but not enough income coming in over here. And so what I want to point out to you, Rachel, is that's like a classic tipping point. Like, I've had that happen in my life. I've seen it happen in other clients' lives, is that as we recover from the homes that we grew up in and begin to come out and be on our own, there's this tipping point place. And it's kind of scary, and it's kind of exciting, and it's that place where you're like, oh, I'm ready to bust out, but oh, I'm kind of afraid to do that. Totally understandable. And you, because you have a son, you want to make sure you are stepping onto solid ground, and I totally get that. So I want to give you a resource. It's in my 12, it's what I call my 12 Karmic Money Soul Contracts work. So I know you've read the book. I know you've been tracking my work, and so I feel confident you have a pretty good foundation in somatic money work. Like if I sat down and talked with you, I just bet you that you've probably got a really good portion of the medicine wheel number 1 underneath your belt, if not into medicine wheel number 2. Now, the later medicine wheels, one of the blueprints that is housed there is something that I call the 12 Karmic Money Soul Contracts. And I just betcha that if you did your work on the 12 Karmic Money Soul Contracts, like reading through, and I'm going to send you this resource for free. I want you to read through them, and I want you to begin to pinpoint the ones that are triggering for you. And the ones that are triggering for you, those are the ones that you are going to want to work with on healing and clearing and finding your own karmic money soul contracts in there, especially in relationship with your family members. And you're going to do your own healing work, and you're going to do your own clearing work with that. And those are the key pieces that you need to begin to unlock and unleash you out of the house. And at the same time, that's going to create a tipping point where more income is going to begin to flow in. Because what happens is in these situations is that the toxic, narcissistic dysfunction is the energy that is usually blocking your ability to bring in more income. And so it's the which came first, the chicken or the egg scenario. Like, do I move out and then find my footing, or do I get my footing and then do I move out? And what I have found is that the clincher key pieces in there have to do with doing your soul retrieval, healing work, releasing work, with identifying the 12 karmic money soul contracts that are triggering with you. You do that work, you're going to begin to have more empowerment in your body, more value in your body. You're going to have more the support, the masculine energy support in your body, and the feminine energy flow in your body for cash flow.